Behold, the cell phone. In the digital age, this is an incredibly powerful tool. You can message friends, call a taxi, you can take a bajillion pictures, and get the answer to basically any question you could possibly have.
Siri, why is snow white if water is clear?
But for most of us, it doesn't really feel like that. It feels like this little black box controls our lives. What's up? I'm Aaron, and I've spent years trying to keep myself off of this thing. I've experimented with a lot of different strategies, and so today I wanted to share with you everything that has worked for me. For most tools, let's take a hammer for example. When you put down a hammer, it stays exactly where it is. It'll just be sitting there ready for the next time you need to use it. Now your phone, on the other hand, it doesn't wait for you to be ready to come use it. It calls you over with notifications about emails, about promotions, about texts. It makes you wonder, who's in control here? And that's what we want to change with this tip. So the first step in that is going to be disabling all of your notifications that you don't want to disturb you. This is going to sound really extreme. That doesn't mean we're not going to check those apps. It just means that we don't want to get sidetracked when we're trying to do something else. I'll show you how to do this in your phone. What we're going to do is we're going to open our settings and we're going to go down to notifications. Now what I've done is I have turned off notifications for every single app that I don't want to disturb me. There's tons and tons of these that just have access to your attention that don't really need it. There are certain apps that I want to distract me. For example, Uber. I want to be notified of whatever updates I'm getting about the trip. But Uber and a lot of other companies are going to take advantage of this. They know you want those notifications, and so they're going to send you promotional notifications as well. So to get around that, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the Uber app. You're going to go to your notification settings in that app, and we're going to go to push notifications, and we're going to uncheck everything because we don't want all of this extra stuff. All we want is to know when the driver is coming, how long, none of these other extra things. Uber isn't the only culprit here. Every single app that you want to notify you, you're gonna have to customize it. You wanna use this app to perform a specific function and then get out. They wanna keep you on the app as long as possible. So you're gonna have to go against the grain and go into these settings to change some things because the default is not gonna work for you. The whole point here is not to shut off all of your notifications, it's to customize it to your life so that when things are pulling you away from whatever you're doing, you know that it's your choice. It's not just the app developer's choice. Okay, next tip I can give you, it's gonna sound really obvious, but out of sight, out of mind. Like when I was in school, when I would go to the library, I would take my phone and bury it in like this deep pocket in my bag and then keep my bag out of arm's reach. So it's just me and my laptop and the books. And then when I'm ready, I can go over to my phone, check it, do my thing, and then come back to the desk and get some stuff done. At home when I'm trying to focus, I either put my phone in a drawer here or I go and actually put it in the closet because you're just reaching for it impulsively. And when you have that tiny bit of friction, it's gonna stop you from all those random pickups throughout the day that aren't really that necessary. Another big hack is turn off vibration for anything that you don't want to disturb you. So we're gonna go into notifications. For example, in messages, right? When somebody sends me a message, I do get a notification, but for a text, I don't want to be pulled away from my work or whatever I'm trying to focus on. So what I've done is you go into sounds, haptics, you want to go to none so that your phone isn't going to actually vibrate and pull you out of your deep focus state. Yes, you're going to get the notification, but it'll be when you go to pick up the phone and not the other way around. Now, I know the first thought for a lot of people is going to be, oh my God, I'm going to miss out on so much. And I understand where you're coming from because we're so used to getting updated on everything immediately. I'll tell you from probably 5 years of doing this, you're not gonna miss anything. And I understand you don't want to keep people waiting when they're trying to text you, when they're trying to contact you. But unless you're some kind of big shot, the majority of your notifications don't really matter. You can see them in an hour. It's not going to change anything. And if it means that some people think you're spotty about texting back on time, so be it. Like, your attention is something that you have to protect. Okay, this one is going to be a very weird tip, but it's actually really helpful. One thing I've done with my phone is turn off all the colors. Color is another big way that app developers and advertisers push your mental buttons. If you'll notice, a lot of the apps on your phone are going to get this little red badge over them saying like, hey, come tap me, come tap me. What you're going to want to do is either also in your notifications, turn off badges for everything. That's another thing I've done. But if you remove the color from that badge, it doesn't look nearly as engaging anymore. You go to color filters here. It's under accessibility. And what you can do is you can turn on color filters here and check grayscale. Now, grayscale is going to take your phone and drain all the color out of it and turn it into black and white. Look at my Explore page here in full color, and then see what it looks like in black and white here. Now, yes, it's still engaging, but it just kind of drains the life out of it. It just doesn't look as interesting to see this stuff without color. Same thing with your homepage. So when you look at this little reminders button here, it looks like, whoa, 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 look, check me, check me. But when you drain the color out of it, everything kind of looks even. There's no one particular direction that you're being pulled. And so this also takes some of the power away from those apps. But Aaron, what if I need to see color for something? I've got a good shortcut. So for example, I design t-shirts, and sometimes I'll take a screenshot of a couple of them just to see how they look, compare them, things like that. And so I'm gonna need to see the difference in color between these. So under accessibility, you can go to touch and then go to back tap. And so what back tap is it's a shortcut. You can set any accessibility setting to this motion of tapping the back of your phone. I've set that shortcut to the color filters, which is the grayscale, right? So now when I double tap like this, color. And then when I double tap again, goes to grayscale again. Now there are some times where I'll impulsively go to color and then I'll stay there for a while, but for about 95% of the time, my phone is in grayscale. And that has been huge for my attention. So the next tip I'm gonna give you is to use other people. Talk to your friends, talk to your family. Tell them that you're trying to use your phone less and you need an accountability partner. If you ask them just to help you out and check in with you once in a while, hey, how's that going? Like reducing your screen time. You're gonna be more likely to want to give them a good answer once that conversation comes up. And on the flip side of the coin, when you do fall off the horse and you're using your phone a lot, you have very high screen time for a week, you have somebody to talk to about it, get the guilt off of your chest, and start fresh and get back on it. And you never know. I've done a couple of different kinds of challenges about exercise, about alcohol, about social media. And a lot of times when I tell my friends about it, they go, hey, you know what? That sounds really cool. I'd like to do that too. And then I end up with a buddy. When you're trying to make your life better, there are tons of people who would like to do that too, but also feel a little bit alone. When you get a buddy system going, you are so much stronger together and you can get through this as a team. This might be an unpopular one, but deleting social media off of your phone is gonna go a long way. I've found at least that not having it on my phone and being limited to only desktop use is actually a big help, because when you use social media on a desktop site, it's a less friendly user interface. You have to get up at some point and leave to go do other things. But with your phone, it's just always in your pocket, so it's always accessible. So again, it's not about eliminating the entire thing. It's more about eliminating the accessibility of it anytime, anywhere. Let's say you can't block out social media entirely from your phone because you need to use it for work or for whatever it might be, messaging people, I don't know. I don't have nearly enough subscribers for this to be sponsored, so I do just like this app. It's called OneSec. So when you want to open a certain app, let's say Facebook, what it's going to do is use shortcuts to open this kind of intervention exercise. And so it makes you wait. You can customize the amount of time, but it makes you wait for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 40 seconds, so that there's a little bit of a gap between when you try to open the app and when you can actually do it. So let's say I say continue to Facebook. Now it'll ask you, why do you want to go into Facebook? I'll say I'm bored, right? So that makes me think, I'm only opening this because I'm bored. Maybe I don't want to do that. And I'll just close it and leave. But let's say I still want to keep going, right? Now I have to select a time limit. How long do I want to go on a Facebook for? So maybe I'll say, okay, like 5 minutes or something. Now I can hit continue to Facebook and I can actually open the app. But without that entire process, it'll just shut me right out. Again, I don't really care if you use this specific app. I'm just trying to let you know that this kind of app exists. I pay for this one. It's probably about $20 a year, but to me that's so worth it. You can look in the app and see all of the stats for how much time you would be spending in these apps. In the 2 years or something that I've used it, I think I've saved like 3 weeks of time for would-be social media doom scrolling, which is pretty incredible. I think that it has a free version too, and there are plenty of competitors who also do this. But yeah, that's just a possible middle ground that you could use if you're not quite ready to delete social media, but you want to use it more intentionally. The last tip I'm going to give you is set aside time to use your phone. Whatever it is that you waste time doing, schedule a little bit of time to do that. It's okay. The thing is, we're not striving for perfection here. Every day when you get home from work, let's say you're allowed 20 minutes of scrolling infinite memes. As much as you want, enjoy it. And then it's time to cook dinner, and then it's time to move on with your day and do something else. When you keep it in like a specific window, it's not going to bleed into other aspects of your life. You can enjoy it for what it is in the moment and then go on with your day without feeling guilty. And guilt is such a huge part of this. It's worth conceding that 20 minutes of the day to keep the other 23 hours. Try to be nice to yourself. Try to do this in a way that's not going to demoralize yourself, because that's not going to be sustainable for you. What you want to do is have a kind of lifestyle change, not just a short-term fix. To sum it up, this thing, incredibly powerful tool when you use it in the way you want to use it. So hopefully some of these tips helped you out and you can use them to create a better relationship with your phone. Appreciate you watching. My name is Aaron, and I'll catch you next time. Or hopefully not. See ya.